I was this close to boarding a plane to Japan when everything fell apart. Like, passport in hand, bag zipped, I could almost smell the ramen in Tokyo. And then, boom, my phone rang. It was my mom. She'd slipped and broken her wrist. Not life-threatening, thank God, but serious enough that she needed someone to stay with her for a few days. Guess who that someone was? I froze. I mean, obviously I wasn't about to hop on a plane and leave her with a cast and no help. But inside, I was spiraling. Because I'd saved up for this trip for months. Booked everything, the flights, Airbnbs, that tiny sushi class I had to fight a waitlist for. Non-refundable. Lost. Dang. At first, I just stared at the wall like, how is this real right now? There's that moment when your plans just vanish and your stomach drops. All that time, all that money proof. I felt sick. I almost cried. I canceled the trip, obviously, called the airline, the hotel, the tour company, and heard sorry, no refunds more times than I want to remember. I think the worst part wasn't even the money. It was that mix of guilt and frustration. Like, I wanted to be there for my mom, but I also couldn't ignore how gutted I was. But here's the part one didn't expect. I remembered, kinda randomly, that I had signed up for travel insurance when I booked my flight. I almost didn't. It was one of those little checkbox add-ons that I usually ignore, you know? But this time, I'd gone through Aura.insure. A friend had mentioned it once, called it their travel hack, and I figured, why not? Best decision I didn't know I was making. I logged into my account, submitted a cancellation claim, uploaded some basic documents, proof of the injury, cancellation emails, that kind of stuff. It was surprisingly chill. Like, no interrogation, no 3-hour hold times. And a couple weeks later, the money started coming back. Flight, accommodations, even the sushi class, all refunded. I didn't expect it to actually work. Part of me thought they'd find a loophole or some gotcha to avoid paying. But they didn't. They really came through. Honestly, that changed how I think about insurance. It used to feel like this boring, unnecessary add-on. Now I see it as backup for life doing what life does, throwing curveballs. The whole experience also reminded me that protecting your plans isn't about being pessimistic. It's about knowing that your life, your real life, doesn't freeze just because you're going on vacation. Stuff can happen. People get hurt. Flights get grounded. And when it does, having that safety net lets you focus on what actually matters, not the sinking feeling of watching your money burn. So here's what I'll say. If you're booking a trip, especially something big or international, do yourself a favor. Take 2 extra minutes and look up Aura.insure. I'm not saying it'll change your life or anything dramatic like that. But if you ever have to cancel last minute, and I really hope you don't, you'll be so glad you did. It's kind of become my go-to now. Not because I expect the worst, but because now I know what peace of mind really feels like. I still haven't made it to Japan, by the way, but I will. And next time, I'll be covered just in case.